So today is actually the solstice. So I think that's very exciting that it fell on a Sunday. And so I have this little writing that I found. As the winter solstice approaches on December 21st, we mark Yule, an ancient Germanic and Norse pagan festival celebrating the rebirth of the sun and the triumph of light over darkness. Originating in pre-Christian Northern Europe, Yule symbolizes renewal, fertility, and the turning of the seasonal wheel. So who here celebrates solstice? Oh, wow, that's Kaua'i for you. Okay. Somebody did come up to me and ask me what it was. But so what does it have to do with us, like science of mind? Because I always have to bring something back to that. Well, I know it's done unto me as I believe. I know that for a fact. Did Walt, you said that, didn't you, today? Yeah. So the solstice is a cosmic event, right? It's something that happens. We know it in science and the planet that this is what happens. This is the longest day of the year, and the sun is ready to turn itself to more and more shortest day. I'm sorry, I meant shortest. Thank you, Tria. Shortest day of the year, longest night. And then the days are going to start to get like longer and longer, right? Until we reach what? Spring, summer, yeah. And then it'll start again. So we have this constant like going around and around going, yeah. I always wonder about it sometimes. How could we ever think that there isn't something bigger that's creating this whole show for us? You know, something that we are, that we come from, that we've been birthed out of, that's happening. Like, it's not a random universe. And if I get anything out of any of this, that's what I get. It's never a random universe. There's always something happening bigger than we even know behind everything. And this has been quite a week for that. There's been a lot of things, sad things that have happened. We lost Gabriella. We lost a very good friend on the mainland just this morning or last night. We had our farewell to our Miss Kitty, our cat, yesterday with Grandfather Golden Eagle. It's like amazing, you know. And then all the worldwide events and stuff that we deal with on a daily basis. So what do we do about all this? So if we take the solstice, this cosmic event of the light, and as an inner event, this is what I know, is that it's a time for us to really, 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 not like just with words, to actually turn within and take these things that are happening and find the bigger picture for ourselves, so that we can live more fully and more vibrantly, and to choose the light instead of the darkness. And this week, I had this real awakening. There's a quote by Ernest Holmes, and if you don't know who he is, he's the founder of the science of mind and spirit and religious science. And he said, "Some prayers are more effective than others. Some only help us to endure, while others transcend conditions and demonstrate an invisible law which has power over the visible." So what happened for me with this quote, this idea that some prayers are more effective than others, some help us to just endure, and others help us to excel, I really got that. And I wondered for myself, was I praying just to endure? Was I praying just to endure, you know, the loss of my beautiful cat or the loss of my friend? Am I just trying to push my way through this? Are we just trying to push our way through our troubles and our challenges and just get through them? Or are we finding some way to excel in them? Excel as human beings, excel as spiritual beings, excel in our ideas about what we can actually do by raising our consciousness. And I'm just going to give you this little example because it's not profound or anything, but sometimes we think if our consciousness is really, really high, or, you know, we're well, you know, like I'm well versed in the science of mind, I practice it every day, that we think that things aren't going to happen. We just think that, and if they do, we go, well, you know, I have really high consciousness. Why is that happening? It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. So we're in this little traffic jam, the Kaua'i crawl, as we call it. and we're getting all frustrated. And we're like, oh, we're getting angry, and we're getting like, oh, we got to be somewhere. What's going on here? Blah, 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 blah. You know, why isn't that guy moving? Why don't they do something? And why in this? I mean, you go through all that stuff, right? And then it's like, well, my consciousness was high today. When I woke up this morning, I had high consciousness. Why am I experiencing this? Guys, that's not the way it works. But the question is, if you really have high consciousness, then you're able to sit in that traffic and come up with something really special for yourself, despite the traffic, and to take a deep breath and know that you're going to get exactly where you need to get exactly when you need to get it. And that's what happened that day when we caught ourselves, because we catch ourselves, because we practice this, we catch it. It doesn't mean we don't do it, we catch ourselves, and then we turn it around. We turn toward the light. And so my invitation today, at this time of the solstice, is to take those events in our life that might be difficult or might be challenging for us, and to recognize that something bigger is going on. We don't understand the afterlife totally. But yesterday, when I was with Grandfather Golden Eagle and he gave us the Native American perspective on all that, it was like, it made so much sense what he was saying, and it lightened the burden because I was willing to listen and to register what that meant to me in that moment. And even with Gabriella, it doesn't mean we don't miss people when they leave, or we don't feel sad, or we don't cry. But there's something else going on that's so much bigger. There was a lady, the one that passed on the mainland, Joe Jordan. Oh my God, I wish you guys could have known her. She was like amazing. This amazing lady. She went to practitioner studies with us, and she was well into her 90s. And a friend was sitting with her, and she said, my mind tells me I want to stay, but my body is telling me something else. And she was able to surrender to that and to know that. And she passed like the day after that. And if we can look at things like that, if we can turn toward the light in every situation we're in, with even global events, if we can turn toward the light and have a higher consciousness about it and a way to like look at it that's beyond this, to maybe there's something that we need to know. That's the other thing. It's very difficult to say, and we do it naturally as human beings. We go, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? And, you know, especially in certain situations, like, why did it happen? You know, when it's something crazy. What a better question is, what good can come from this? What good can come from this? We might not be able to see it immediately, but if we keep asking the question, we're going to get the answer if we're willing to step back far enough and listen. So our talk title today is The Sacred Pause. And the sun seems to stand still, right? And then this is the shortest day of the year, and then it continues to grow into longer and longer days as the light returns. Well, we don't have to wait for that longest day to embrace the light that's inside ourselves. We can do it right now. So let's just take a deep breath together and just bring something to mind that maybe is difficult for you, something that you would like to shed more light on. And as you do that, as you turn within with that question, with that issue, with that whatever it is, that challenge, I just invite you to recognize that there is a power within us that is pure light and pure answer, any answer we would ever need about it, any way to move forward, any way to accept and embrace and grow and expand. It's right there within us. There is a light that burns so bright. Sometimes we cover it up, but it's there. We can't deny it. And as soon as we can just release those things that stand in our way of seeing that light, the light will envelop us and consume us and allow us to live in that freedom that is spirit. As Ernest Holmes said, we're not depending on a reed shaken in the wind. We're depending on all power, all life, infinite, source, perfection, full, embodied light that we each are in every moment. Bring yourself back a little and just recognize that you are that light. You are. I am. We are. We're all blazing, beautiful beings of light. And with that, I want to invite up Melissa Mojo and Joni Van Sluis. They are going to sing a beautiful solstice song for us so we can go further into this feeling of light. Thank you, ladies.